Hold up.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. Loren LoRosa is here with us as well. Special guest in the building, comedian Earthquake. Welcome,
Earthquake.
brother.
How you doing?
Good morning, babe.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always an honor to be here with y'all, man.
Congratulations. You just got married recently.
Yes, I
Bobby
did.
Brown, Johnny Gill at the wedding.
Man.
Yeah.
How much does wedding cost?
About $450,000.
Earthquake got it. That's light change. Earthquake make that in the weekend. You make that in the weekend. That's light for Earthquake.
Well, you know, it was my day, not just my wife. She didn't want to have a big wedding. She wanted to do a destination one. I was like, nah, I want everybody to hear what you tell me. So I want proof. You know what I mean? And it was my day. It was a beautiful day. All my friends was there. All the comedians was there. And it was beautiful. It was it. It was everything I dreamed of my day.
What made you want to finally, settle down?
The right one, I always looked for. I mean, I've always believed in quality over quantity. The only reason I had quantity because I didn't have quality. So until I found that person, then it was it. My manhood was never based upon how many women I've been with or that type of thing. I'm not down like that. I was always new. I used to say in my jokes all the time, people were like, Quake, why ain't you made it? And I said, because I'm one good black woman for making it.
Damn.
And I always knew that, I was never going to get the success that I got right now until I found her. I listened to you, the foundation. You have to have that. And you said, and I always was searching. I just could not find that partner, is you look for Miss Right, not Miss Right Now. And then nothing wrong with them, my past women. They just wasn't my woman. They wasn't right for me. And I don't settle. So
You just gave a great ball for anybody out there that's a hoe. Because you said the only reason I had so much quantity is because I couldn't find quality.
Exactly.
Next time anybody out there get called a hoe, use that line, okay? That's a great line. Damn.
Yeah, it's the truth. I mean, because it's non-profitable. I mean, there's nothing in it. If you
That was a good one, too.
It's non-profitable.
Yeah, I see what you did there. I
but
know.
really,
Okay.
if you really think about it, if you break it down, it's the situation here for any man. If you don't love it, you just sleeping with it. It's just for a feeling. So I have other things that give me just as much satisfaction of that feeling than being with a woman.
That's
So
real.
you get what I'm saying? So it didn't fill that void that it was looking for until I found her.
And Johnny Gill's one of your best friends?
One of my best friends, JG, people don't know he's one of the funniest dudes out. I bring him on my show sometime, and we've been friends for many years.
How'd that happen?
Well, he is from D.C., and, I followed him a lot of times, and then I actually got to meet him at a club, and we kicked it off from there, and we've been friends ever since.
That's dope.
It's my man right there. He's my man. That's my man.
Got the new comedy special.
Comedy special dropped today.
Hey.
Joke telling business.
Joke telling business, because that's what I am in. I'm really to tell comedians it's time to be funny. If you're gonna say you're a comedian and fly that banner, be funny. You know what I mean? Or take the banner down. This is what we do. And I thought it was up to me at being in this game is I'm in the joke telling business. So all the other stuff y'all talking about, the people that want to be prognosticators, Nostradamus, telling what the future is and all this other stuff. If you're going to say you're a comedian, you need to tell jokes and be funny. And all these comedians still riding on their previous, loans and stuff on it. I think just like a driver's license, comedians need to get their license renewed. Say you're funny, drop something to say you still a comic. You can't still be saying, I used to be on Def Jam and
BT Comic View.
Comic View and all that. You ain't had, come on, it's time for you to renew your license to say you funny. If you're going to fly under the banner of being a comedian, say what you ain't or say what you are, but you can't be us unless you be funny. And I want to say you was funny Saturday night.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure being with you in Indianapolis, and I seen you grown. And keep doing your thing.
Thank
girl.
you.
That's dope.
Keep doing your thing.
Expound on that, though. What's the biggest difference between being funny and being a professional comedian who understands this is actually a business?
Well, a lot of people fall off, and she'll tell you have to, once you get to that plateau of being funny and among your peers, the consistency of being funny, you have to regenerate and come up with new material and stay at that level. You know what's funny, and you have to work at it. I mean, I have nothing against internet comedians or nothing, but you cannot escape from hitting that stage, getting on there, putting that work in, putting new stuff in. And I tell, my wife all the time, she say, why are you at the clubs and hanging that up in place? I said, the shepherd it must smell like the sheep. People who we get our money from does not live the standard of living that I live at. So I have to go down here and be down here so I can interpret what's funny from that perspective and talk to the people. Because where I'm at, they would not relate, and then they'll say I'm out of touch. So I have to be around the people and be in the Walmarts and be at Marshall's and get an irregular shirt. I have to feel it on here so I can relate to the people that allows you to sit here and have massages 3 times a week.
That is so important, yo.
Have you ever had to tell a comedian, like as OG, like you're not funny anymore, you should go do that?
No, I don't do that because jokes are subjective. What's funny to me not might funny to nobody else. That's why I tell all the comedians, no matter who you are, somebody gonna find that you're not funny. You just pray to God all of them don't show up that night. You know what I'm saying? You just pray to God they don't come there to see you that night. Then you get booed.
Now you listen to Jess's set, so you listen to other comedian sets to see what they're talking about.
No, I because see, I don't physically write, I mentally write. So to keep my jokes pure, I don't listen to other comics so it don't, be contaminating. I think I came of it because I heard it, because I don't physically write. But what I do is for the people that I admire and I want to see their growth, I take time out and come see. And she's one of those people that I say, let me see it, because I've seen her in the beginning. I know how she got in the game. And, people that's been in the game like I've been as a veteran holds it against them. And I said, I don't care how you got into it. Do you work at it? Her, DC Young Fly, they work at it. And for them, man, I have nothing but respect for them.
They on the road every weekend. Just on the road every weekend. DC on the road every weekend.
Yeah, they work at it. But people could be on the road every weekend and suck.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? There's some people around here bombing every day. You think they in Gaza, they dropping so many bombs.
Do you feel like the art? Do you feel like the art of the long form stand up set is under threat, or does it make your style of storytelling even more valuable?
I think, to be honest with you, quality. I mean, the elongated of getting to the punchline. For me, get to the punchline. I feel certain comedians have a lot of, nuts because they have a long segue before they get to the punchline. And I always thought, if that don't work, you in trouble. Because black people are impatient. When you sit in front of black audience, you go that long and they sit in that chair and then they rock the one way and they rock the other way and then they look over to the other person and they look over to acknowledge you suck, then the boos come. But if you hit them just continuous and have multiple subject, that means anytime that they come into the show, they can pick up right there. They don't have to see you in the beginning for you to have the call back and everything. That's just my philosophy on it. I want you to be like a train that anytime you get on it, you can ride. Wherever you'll stop. You just walked in late or you was mad at your girl and, okay, I'm at a comedy show. Because, see, we need your undivided attention. So whatever you're going through, I must go through that and get it. So if you argue with your woman all the way through and you mad at her, I need to have a joke. Once you come around and realize you in a comedy club, you can enjoy it at that point.
Now, did your mom really date Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
And did you really say, I wish Marvin Gaye was my daddy, not my real daddy?
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, because I wanted to come up. I mean, she couldn't trap him. I heard he was on drugs. She slipping. I mean, come on, Mom.
She told you that? How'd you find out?
Yeah, I mean, she used to always tell who my mama was that chick, man. She dated a lot of different dudes, and I just didn't understand how my father got her. Because he ain't had none of those qualities.
Damn.
You understand? But he funded her. So I get it now. As a man.
So you knew your mama was like out there?
No, she wasn't out there.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm saying the way you said that.
She was
No, out there means she's a worldly woman. She want to see the world. Some people, we in New York. Some people never leave the Bronx. You understand? Never leave New York. He can say it. I love Charlamagne, my man.
No, that's the way he said it.
It's cool. Charlamagne, that's the kind of guy you know is gonna come. I got one with me, next Jabang. He gonna hit that. We call him Sniper. He just gonna get it to your face. You just take it. You know what I mean? I got you.
What kind of truth did you tap into with this new special? That you know what I really want to ask? What's something you tapped into that you may not have tapped into 10 or 15 years ago?
Oh, I really don't go like that. I just interpret and then I put it together and then I line it up. Which one I think these are the ones that I want to do that's the funniest that will carry on. So more than anything, just the perspective of our Caucasian friends out here. You know, the Portland part, when I just went up there and in Seattle to see struggling white people getting caught with, you know, back in the day, like New Jack City, just laying on the ground with fentanyl. I mean, you could tell they had a good mother and father, and they just laying there, and I'm just stepping over them like, look at God. I mean, it's just...
Jesus.
No, I'm just like, I just thought it happened to us. It was like white version of New Jack City. I was like, it happened to us. And to actually have a white dude ask me for some money, I was like... No, you could be anything.
Damn.
Damn.
You understand?
Right.
No, you could
right.
be anything. All you need to, I mean, everything is in your image. You know, you got everything. All you need to do is take a shower, put a suit on, and you'll be my supervisor by tomorrow.
Damn. That's why I was shocked when Trump said he want to send the National Guard to Portland.
Yeah, well, you know, he wants to do what he want to do. You know, he Debo in the country, so everybody better tuck their chain because it don't matter who you are. He ain't playing, and ain't nobody holding against him. And to the point that he actually just letting you know that I'm gonna use the judicial system to go after my political opponents. And there's nothing wrong with it. And it's amazing to me that these people just put themselves in pressures to justify what he's doing. So as black people, we've been through this before. So, you know, you got to navigate and just, we the best paralegals in the world. When somebody get locked up, a brother like, how to get them? You know what I'm saying? So I can make sure.
I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't do it. We the first one. We first want to know how I get it. You know, what's the charge?
Now, you got so much material. Like from the beginning, like you said about Aretha Franklin's funeral, the beginning all the way till now, right? Is this comedy special longer than the last one?
Yeah, I put 45 in them this time.
Okay, good.
I call it the flu game because you know how it is. People don't know. And I see Charlamagne come to work sometimes. We be under the weather, but you know, you can't. You know, I'm not Dave Chappelle, Cat, or one of them. They can go to Netflix and say, hey, man, I'm not feeling good. Let's shoot this tomorrow. I have to go there. So I had a respiratory infection when I had a sinus during the whole time. And I pushed on, oh, man. So you've been there before. You know how it is. You see comedians, they be on the stage. They had their hot chocolate or their hot tea and everything on there, and we get into it. So I'm the most proud of it that it came at that particular point, and I came off. That's why I call it my Michael Jordan flu game. Still put up 40.
You know what else is too? I like what you said about, you know, how comedians got to renew their license, right? But are some people just grandfathered in? And what I mean by that, like somebody like Eddie Murphy, right? Like Eddie ain't put out a special in forever.
Well, he grandfathered in, but he also gave up the banner of being saying he's a stand-up comic. Because he did not want to, he knew what the standard takes for him to maintain it, and he bowed out with it. Steve did the same thing. You have surfing, they give it up on it, and for them, they will always be on my Mount Rushmore of their on it. I'm talking about comedians that's right here, and they're number one. Claim to fame as being a stand-up comedian. They not telling no jokes. You understand? Eddie Murphy doing movies, TV, animation, then sit there. He done gave that up, and he appreciated the genre where it was at to give it enough that it deserved the utmost respect. And I can't give it to it. Go in the club, what his process is to be up to that level, to get up there. He gave that up. I don't have what it takes to be at that level to get a respect for me to stand on that stage to amongst all the rest of comedians. So for that, you applaud. But you don't. What you do have to do is stop giving all these other comedians all these fanfare and giving them all this ounce, and they ain't telling no goddamn jokes. Tell them be what they are. What the title, you are what you are, not what you say you are. So that's why I'm naming Earthquake is in the joke telling business. That's what I do. So we have nothing else to talk about unless it got something to do with jokes.
What if you telling jokes on your podcast or on TikTok or in Instagram clips?
Well, you is, but if you say you a stand-up comic, you have to sit here and do what. I don't have no problem with anybody diversifying from it, but you must stay with the job description of it. You know what I'm saying? What I mean? If it bans you out to do books and TV and all that, great. That's just show how diversified we are in the talent that we are. But you must stay You know, if you're a singer, you must sing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know what I mean? If you're a boxer, you got to fight.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I'm saying. You got too many comedians, in my humble opinion, that's not being funny. And sometimes people, such as yourself, got to ask them, where's the jokes?
Yeah.
Is it hard?
I'm gonna do that.
Is it hard?
No, for real. I agree with you. I agree. Where's the jokes? Like,
Where the
you're a
jokes?
comedian, where the jokes?
Where the jokes at? Just this, where the jokes? That's all I ask. Tell the jokes. And you got to, somebody have to stand up and say, even nothing, you know, for my profession, my genre, got to stand up for, because I love it. It has been like the baseball, very, very good for me. I have always given back. I own my own comedy club, have my own #1 show on series that's called Quake House, that I bring comedians that nobody hear about, that we sit around and talk about, to give them. I give back to the genre on the point of it because I love it so much and I think it. But we have too many people now that just not sticking with the job description, and somebody got to tell them at some point, man, be fucking funny.
I was going to ask, is it hard once you start diversifying and everything else gets big, and then you can't get on stage and do what you used to do? Like, Kevin Hart is still on stage, but people come for him because he doesn't joke or talk about certain things, but he's still funny, he's still a comedian, but people try to take that away from him because he's not, they feel like he's not as raw about certain things.
Well, you got to understand, his constituents that, first of all, comedians make fun of the experiences that they go through. Kevin Hart is of the 1% of 1%. So his experiences does not goes along with the other 99%. So what he has to do is fire writers that experience that, and they give it to him, and he looks it over. I have no problem with that either. Sit there and be funny on it. He's being funny. He's still giving back to the genre of stand-up, so I have no problem with that. You know, you can't expect him to talk about his life. Oh man, I went there and the jet was late, and do you know they didn't have what I asked? I said I wanted flat water. Man, the motherfucker just came here, they got $10. Come on, private jet, flat water. Relatability is the #1 essential of being a comedian. And very people can relate to his life because he has such a privileged life. So what's funny to him is not going to be funny to 99% of the people because they don't experience what he's going through.
Damn. Have you? He did have that. He talked about being on the private jet on his last special when he had to go to the George Floyd funeral. That shit was funny.
Okay, I mean, you can, but the relatability is the key to it because you have to sit here and allow them. That's why I said previously, a shepherd must always smell like the sheep. You have to put yourself in that situation, or somebody tell you what the sheep is going through and let you know so you can be relatable to the audience that you asking that money to come see you. Because the comedy is relatable. They need to see that experience or have the imagination of seeing you in that scene of that situation.
Do you think stand-up today still has the essence that it had back in the day?
I think it's hotter now. Because we're important. You see what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. We have always been the third eye of society. We have always been the one that said truth to power. We was always the one, from your Richard Pryor to George Clark, and we in those terms. We in them times now. I think strong comedians stand there, such as your DLs and the rest of them, are doing that. They're articulating it from the point, and people want to hear it. And I look at it as the same way you give medicine to a baby. You know, you put a little applesauce in the front of the spoon and you put the medicine behind. And that's what comedians do. We put the joke in there and we put the information in and we put it in their mouth before they can get healed. That's how we do it. You know what I mean? And it's very important. And I commend every comedian that's out there that's standing on 10 toes down, that's, you know, speaking power, truth to power. And that's what we do.
You've been around for a long time, real quick. You always been like, you know, favorite comedians, right?
Right.
But Dave Chappelle pushed for your, I don't want to call it a resurgence, but he pushed you in like a different spotlight with the Netflix situation. But now you got your own lane. So how do you balance gratitude for that cosign, but also making people see Earthquake as his own brand and not just somebody Dave picked?
I don't get caught up in that. You know, I just do me, and I collaborate with anybody. I don't have to be the clothes on the show. I don't have to be in. Standing by you, if it's perceived that you're hotter than me, don't kill my shine. I don't get caught up into those speculative things. You know, it's just another thing. I collaborate with anybody that want to collaborate with me. Like I watch our show. That lady said it's true. When you get to this point in my life, the two most valuable possession you have is your time and your energy. If the time is good and your energy is good, then, you know, and the money right, Quake there every night. We in there, you know what I mean? So I don't get caught up. I will be always indebted to Dave. But I was always indebted to because I hired him to come to my club when he wasn't Dave. You know what I'm saying? So it's petty. I'm from DC. We don't fuck with pettiness shit. You can't send me news clippings and expect me to support it. I don't do news clipping, man. You have to get on that stage and do what you do, and no matter who gets on there, Quaker's gonna do what he do and let the chip stand with his stage. That's first, last, middle, and the whole time. And whatever I do have nothing to do with what you got to do.
What's one comedian that?
Hold on, real quick. What he said is so powerful, man. You had a club back in the day.
Yes.
You used to put Dave on stage.
Yes. All of them. Kevin Hart, Chris Tucker, Chris Rock. Every comedian that's walking here that's hot right now. At one time, I hired them for my club.
And they all speak highly of you, and now that they're in position,
yeah.
they're like, oh, go get Quake.
Yeah, and then they do that. Yeah, they put it on, they do it too. But you got to understand, like, thank God, I have my own sitcom that's coming.
With Bill Burr.
Yeah,
right?
with Bill Burr, we produce it and everything, and we're, you know, and it's a blessing all here. And there's so many people I want to put down. That's good people, but it's only but so many slots, and then I can't jeopardize my slot for the overall trying to help everybody. With it can help up the whole production. So I have to sit back and say I want to help everybody, but I still have a team to come in and say that person is better, that person is better, because something of nothing leaves nothing. So I got to get something, and then when I get something, then I can bring you in when it's something. But trying to bring you in before it's something, we both gonna end up being nothing outside the Fox studio on the streets.
So how did that come about? I remember you had to deal with Paramount, right?
I had a CBS deal, had a Warner Brothers deal, had an ABC deal. This one came together. The network president, his name is Michael Thorne, came to me with my manager and said they're making a change in Fox. They want to go back to their original when Married with Children and Live in Color was that, and they want to go to multi-camera. To TVs, to sitcoms. And they wanted me to be on their air, and they wanted me to be me. They didn't want me to water down for me, water me down. They said they felt, which I feel, you able to say what everybody thinking in the right way. They're not offended. And I want you on my air. And so now we're in the process of trying to find my Larry David. Like, if you know, he's the executive producer, was on Steinfeld, my writer, my showrunner. You had your own. You know, that's the most important thing. And most important, and I've been interviewing for the last 2 months trying to find the right person that encapsulate that I feel that can there. And I think we're close right now. And the Bird thing is a great thing because he had a first look deal with Fox, Bill Burr did, and he wanted to produce my show since it was, and I said it's a great combination between the two because I love his comedy, and we're going to branch both of my comedy, my mindsets, and his mindset, and put it in the fictitious world that I navigate through.
What's the premise of the show? Congratulations. What's the premise of the show?
I got frustrated with being in Los Angeles because I never thought they was going to give me a shot, and me and my fiance moves back to my hometown in Washington, D.C. to rebuy my old comedy club up. And I own my own comedy club in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So it's based on a true story.
It's a true story, Other than I made it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just got frustrated with sitting there, and the fires was the reason why. That was a sign from God. My house got burned down, but might as well just go on. This is it. Take this money and this locked money I got for my house, and I could live balling in D.C. compared to L.A., and it's time to go home. And my fiance, and we moved back, and I bought my own comedy club where I started at, and it's called Still Quake. I'm Still Quake.
That sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
It do.
Yeah, and you know, I bring out the comedians on. They come through, and people that can play themselves in my fictitious world without he's singing this. He's actually in town, stopping by. Dave is at the big venue performing, and he stopped by the comedy club. What we do. and come by and have all my friends on. And it also give, again, young comedians chance to be on TV in their normal selves, being themselves in the club so they can show the world that they too have talent, such as I do.
Man, I hope you have much success, Quick. I hope you have a Miss Pat style run. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I love her.
Because you think about how Miss Pat was trying to get that show on forever, and she finally got it on. It's loosely based on her life.
Yep.
And she on what, season 5 now?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at
Shout out to
God.
Miss Pat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and you sit back and you're like, all right, this is it. Now that I done promoted everything for the for my special, it's time to just knock down and just concentrate on getting ready to be on TV.
Amazing.
I was going to ask, earlier you were talking about you touch the stage. You're not worried about any other comedian. You do what you do, and however the chips fall. Has there ever been a comedian that surprised the ish out of you? That you got one day and you be like, damn, I didn't know he was this funny. Has there been a comedian like that?
Well, I will say this. I never estimate any comedian because you know them off of it. Because, like, you take an Arce J, very energetic comedian. So when you go behind him, you can't play around because he's already got the people
Crowd
up,
hype,
the
yep.
crowd hype up. And you go up there, hello, how you doing? You in trouble. So I never underestimate. What I do, what has always caught me off guard because I didn't, is the transition from a comedian you don't know, and the next thing you know, they blew up. You're like, God,
Yeah.
I ain't see this coming. I'm like, God damn,
Yeah.
where was I at? You just wake up in the morning, the motherfuckers in arenas. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Let me go back and you look at it. There ain't no special jokes in here. What is this over success peel this moment? You know what I mean? You just he went from nobody to 20,000 people, and you like, it was just 6 days ago. He was over here at the open mic. How the hell? So that amazed me more than anything, but it just let me know how, you can go, it can happen, how fertile this game is, that you can walk on there, and literally, a comedian is the only person that could actually go to L.A., get on stage, a producer could see him do his 7 minutes, say, I want to do a show about you, then write a show, put a producer in, get a show, and then he come out and he in arenas.
Now, has that ever happened back in the day? Because that happens now.
I never seen none. I mean, all the time. Like I never seen. I didn't see the upcoming of none of the hot comedians that we was that at it. None of them.
And back in the day?
Nah, I didn't see none of it.
Even at the club, like Kevin and all of them?
None. I never seen none of that.
Well, he's before Kevin.
You know what
I'm talking about his era.
Yeah, I never. No, we Kevin about the same. None of
Now we
them.
see
Yeah,
Kevin.
but now you used to see, because it used to be like, you'd be on BT Comic View, you'd be on Def Comedy Jam, then you go out to
A lot of
Montreal
people
and do Just for
A lot
Laughs.
of people do that, but it doesn't translate to 20,000 people. When Cat was doing 20,000 people, 2 shows on a Tuesday.
But we saw the build up though.
Yeah.
You understand? We saw when Kev was here at Caroline's doing 8 shows in
we
4
see Kev.
days. Like, so we saw the build up.
Yeah, but see, when we are
Tuesday is
headliners,
crazy.
we don't maintain other people's ticket counts because we're working that
Yeah.
same day.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing in Carolina because I'm in Augusta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing 7, and I done sold out 9 shows and 10 shows in place, but it ain't quantified or equal to Madison Square Garden selling out. You're like, God damn.
Now, see, I've seen 2 up close and personal. I saw Kevin Hart and Andrew Schultz up close and personal.
Yeah, I didn't see none of that.
Like I saw,
Yeah, I seen
I
Kevin
saw
and Andrew,
every
yeah.
step
You know
from high school gyms with Kevin, like doing homecomings to,
Yep.
Caroline's to just building up to get the
I
garden.
didn't see none of them, but see, you got your pulse on the community and everything too, so you more in depth of it. But I, from a comedy standpoint, I'll be like, God damn, and you see the residue of it, because motherfuckers be calling you. You want to open up certain people? I ain't open up for this motherfucker. What the fuck? I ain't open up for this motherfucker, man. What? And then you like, he in where? On a Tuesday?
Damn.
God damn. You don't hate. You just like, oh God.
Yeah.
And really, and I tell all comedians, man, you really salute them and you cheer for them because that means it's possible. That's right. And if you see it's possible, that means you can do it. You get what I'm saying? So I never had envy. It was just more surprising. That I never seen coming, and it also tells everybody else, be careful how you treat everybody, because you never know when they gonna become the man. And a lot of people, shitted on other different people and turn around now, end up, kissing and licking their boots and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Is it true you met your fiance because you made a donation?
No.
A GoFundMe or something?
No, I met my fiance 8 years before we hooked back up. I tried to get on, one night stand. You know how it is.
Yeah.
She turned me down like a loan. So, you know what I mean? She said she ain't that type. So, just going through my phone when I see her picture again, and you just hit her up. What's up, big head? And invited to a show. She came, and we kicked it, and then COVID hit. And then we just started kicking. We ain't had nowhere to go. And it's the most concentrated time I ever been with any woman because wasn't no outside interest. And that's the rest of the world was getting, socially distant from people, and I was getting closer to her. And I knew she was the right one when we could coexist without doing anything. And saying she was there and she wasn't there. She didn't invade my space, but she was there. And she always believed in me. You know what I mean? She was always encouraging me. You should be doing more of this. And you can't do this if you're doing that's the most way. And it made a difference in my life. And that's from that point on, that's why you see me having in my humble opinion, having a sitcom now. And things are going well and everything. And hold me accountable. If you say you're going to have this, it's counterproductive doing that.
Yeah.
And people always come to me and say, what do women, when you get to this point financially, what women have to bring to the table? And I said, my woman, what she brings to the table, she assembles the table. She tells me what's at the table. Do I got too many chairs at the table? Do I need to move a chair to a table? Do I don't have enough chairs on the table? What chair's been on there too long? So when you have that female perspective, only she can give from a loving point. It's essential when you're dealing at the higher level, and I had always missed that aspect of it, and it's making a difference now.
So what's the story about that? Our producer said something about you gave a large donation to her.
No, I don't know where you got that. We want a donation for our foundation that we helping the fires in L.A. We did that in lieu of gifts at the wedding. We took in donations because we had enough, and we didn't want another toaster and stuff like that. Yeah, we just help out. We don't need that.
So listen, what's the one piece of business advice you think young comics miss?
I can tell you what I can miss. I would tell them what one I would do different. Loyalty is not mean. Loyalty doesn't mean that they believe in you, and loyalty, as you get closer to your goals, get compromised. Ooh. You know what I mean? Ooh. You know what I mean? So if I was them, I would take a lesson from Jamie Foxx. And Jamie says the first of the year, every year, he sits down with his sister or his family and reevaluates everybody in their life, business-wise. And I would give that suggestions because if anything hindered a lot of my career was being loyal to people that wasn't meant to be in my life in the first place. But you just feel a sense of obligation. They was there, and they need this and everything. You know what I'm saying?
She back. She dancing in the back. She ready to dance. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I think you need to reevaluate now. Don't
Too many chairs.
Too many chairs. Got to pull one away. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? My wife be like that. Yeah, we know what chair we need to leave. You know what I'm saying? Too many chairs at the table. That's how it is.
Listen, joke telling business out right now.
That's right. Netflix, definitely go check it out, and we appreciate you for joining us.
And congratulations on the sitcom coming.
And you promise that you'll come read for the show.
You already know.
You understand?
You already know.
Come on in there.
I surely will.
Because I will make sure that you get a call. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
And as always, man, you my brother, man.
Appreciate
Keep you, Loren. Without telling you, you're beautiful, and of course, my light-skinned brother.
That's right.
Love you. Y'all be cool, and thank y'all for having me. Also, this is my son's. I had to wear my son's outfit right here. His clothing line's Toxic University, and I'm wearing his, and make sure I give him a shout out.
Toxic University.
Toxic University.
Lord Jesus.
Yes,
okay.
He's doing well with his own clothing line. I tell people, you have to invest into your kids' activities. or you would choose to fund their activities or their bail money. Pick which one you want to do.
Toxic University.
You know what I mean? Either or, and I believe in them. So Toxic University on the whole time.
Love you, Quake.
Thank you. I love you more.
Earthquake. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.